Magandang hapon po sa lahat. Bali, maraming salamat po sa panahon na napaunlakan ako ng ating chapter president para mag-share ng knowledge about sa basic operation and maintenance of industrial motor for low voltage system. Bali, yung system natin dito is ay tatagal natin purely low voltage lang.
Okay naman yan. Okay, malalaman natin yung safety.
This is the contents of the presentation about about the maintenance of industrial motors for low voltage application. It comprises of five chapters or articles. Una, industrial motor by definition and main components. Pangalawa, types of industrial motor and its application. And one, operation of industrial motors. The fourth one, motor starting characteristic. And the last one is the maintenance of industrial motors. Let's proceed. Let's begin with the chapter 1. Industrial motor by definition. Pag sinabing industrial motor by definition, ano ang ibig sabihin niya? It is an electrical machine that converts electrical energy into mechanical. Ito, na pagdadaanan natin natin during college days. Yung definition na to. Electrical machine is to convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. Then the second definition, operates through the interaction between the motors, magnetic field. Makikita natin dito sa baba, yung principle of Fleming left-hand rule. Kapag exert ka ng magnetic field, yun, mag-create siya ng inductive or induced voltage dun sa components ng motor. This is the main components of industrial motor. This is only an example. Marami kasi klase ng industrial motor, pero ito is set lang ng example into exploded unit. Dito may makikita po tayo, may fan cover siya, may windshield, bearing, eye bolt, nameplate, frame, rotor, windshield, bearing, drive end, drive side. Yung kanina yung bearing nasa uli is na drive yun. Nakatutok yun dun sa fan, sa cooling fan ng motor natin. Then mayroon tayong stator. Tapos yung windings niya, mid winding. Then yung terminal box. These are the examples of assemblies attached to the motor. Kapag may motor ka, ibig sabihin meron ka din mechanical kung saan yun yung ginadrive niya. Meron tayong pumps na pwedeng i-drive ng motor, fan blade. Ito yung fan blade usually na ginagamit ito sa mga cooling system ng isang planta. Tapos air compressor. Ito very common, air compressor, milling gutter, crane wire rope para sa mga overhead crane, din sa elevator. In section 2, we have types of industrial motors in its application. Una, meron tayong tinatawag na DC series motor. At the next part, introduce ko or by definition ng bawat na to, types of industrial motor. Meron naman tayong DC shunt motor, cumulative compound motor, three-phase synchronous motor, squirrel cage induction motor, double squirrel cage motor, slip ring induction motor, and so on. Ito naman yung mga most common industrial motors. Sa planta namin, ito yung laging nakikita. We have a three-phase synchronous motor, three-phase induction motor, single-phase synchronous motor, single-phase series motor, and capacitor start induction run motor. For three-phase synchronous motor, example nito is yung sa right side po ng slide, sa ventilation fan. Yung by definition, it has a constant speed. Ito yung kanyang characteristic bilang isang industrial motor with under varying loads. And it also, a three-phase synchronous motor is used for driving continuously operating equipment at constant speed. Ibig sabihin, hindi nagbabari yung kanyang speed. Kung magbari man yung speed niya, ang may possible na mangyari dun sa sa electrical components nung nagsusupply dun sa ating motor. Then for three-phase induction motor naman, ang example niya is water pump. Yung kanyang definition is an electric motor in which the electric current of the rotor needed to produce or obtained by electromagnetic induction from magnetic field of the stator winding. It is used for low and medium power drives such as for water pumps, choke wells, lathes, drills, grinders, polishers, wood planers, fans, and etc. Then for single phase synchronous motor, operated same din sa una, sa synchronous motor na three phase at constant speed also. And it is used in teleprinters, clocks, all kinds of time devices, recording instruments, sa recording, reproducing system, etc. Yung example po natin is yung, kung familiar po kayo sa device na to, equipment na ito, is yung control panel fan ng mga control panels natin, tsaka like MCCs or motor control centers. Then for single phase series motor, by definition, it possesses high starting torque and speed can be controlled over a wide range. Single phase series motor is still generally used for driving small domestic appliances like refrigerators and etc. Example niya is vacuum cleaner. Then we have another one, capacitor start induction motor. It has also a constant speed and moderately high starting torque. And also a capacitor start induction run, yung kanyang characteristic. Yun, as you can see, it has so many usages kapag ang ating pinag-usapan is industrial motor. Kaya napakalaki ng importance ng mga motors in different industries in a modern day. It will help people to facilitate the work easily. Just imagine, halimbawa na lang is yung meron kang isang malaking equipment na ililift na halimbawa, let's say 1 ton yung kanyang capacity, kilograms or yung kanyang weight. Kung imamano-mano natin yon by hand, baka hindi natin kayang i-lift. Kaya meron tayong mga overhead crane na inoperate ng mga industrial motors. I'm still there. Hello, ma'am.
Yes po, engineer.
Hello. For section 2, the applications of industrial motors, yun, nabanggit ko sa inyo kanina yung lifting. Then, for pump driving, diba, may mga water pumps tayo. Pwede niya rin i-drive yung ating pump by electrically driven electrical equipment. Meron naman tayong air compressor, grinding, ito sa mga sa mga shops, sa mga shops may mga grinding sila. Motor din yung nag-ooperate nun. Then for cutting, ventilating, transporting, ito naman transporting, familiar to sa mga sa mga processing plant na may mga may mga tawag dito, or na lang sa mga malls na lang meron silang mga elevator or yung walkways yun na gumagalaw in others. Then this is an example of overview of industrial motor coupled to pump. Usually kapag sa industry, sa amin sa power plant talagang yung mechanical at electrical magkasama talaga. Dito makikita natin, sabi nabanggit sa unang slide, about kung paano nagfa-function yung industrial motor. Kapag walang motor, yung naka-couple sa kanya na mechanical assemblies ay hindi gagana. Kaya it means tama yung may definition siya, tama yung explanation na it converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Then let's proceed to section 3 of this presentation, the operations of industrial motors. We have things to consider in operation of industrial motors. It should be, ito yung pinaka prerequisite requirements para i-operate yung isang industrial motors. It should be carried out by the qualified and trained personnel. Pag sinabing trained personnel, ito yung mga tao na dumaan sa sets or levels ng training bago isabak doon sa isang untrained personnel will cause damage of equipment or serious personal injuries. The management will be the responsible for the training of their personnel before engaging into operation. And ito yung continuation, things to consider in operation of industrial motor. Properly designed switchgear. Bago natin i-operate yung isang switchgear o motor control center na kung saan sila yung nagsusupply, yung nagpapagana sa mga motor natin, dapat is properly designed siya. Ito yung sa picture natin is an example of switchgears or MCCs. The root word for motor control center should be well ventilated. Banggit kanina dun sa tanong nung sa presentation ni Sir Engineer Chapskadis na yung bakit daw ano daw yung dahilan bakit nag-overheat yung yung mga bus bars switchgear or MCCs. Ito yung isa sa mga cause, yung ventilation nung motor control centers or switchgears. Then should have a standard operating procedure. Dapat sa mga especially sa mga bago personnel na mag-undergo ng servicing ng isang equipment, dapat talaga may SOP. Alam niya yung paano yung atake, tinatawag na atake bago gawin yung isang bagay related sa industrial maintenance. Industrial motor maintenance. Not following the SOPs may lead to equipment damage or serious personal injuries. Then the other one, there's already a provision for alarm and monitoring system. Yun, nabanggit din nung kanina. Merong case daw nagkaroon ng over voltage, yung generator. Sa generator naman yung about topic house na naging dahilan bakit na-damage yung kanilang mga equipment or appliances sa kanilang offices. Yun, dapat may provision din for alarm. Pag nagkaroon ng under voltage, yung tinatawag na voltage sagging or swelling sa system natin, dapat nag-monitor yun, pero tayo mga corresponding protective device doon para ma-prevent yung damage doon sa ating equipment natin. Meron din tayong mga tinatawag dito sa pictures, mga example to ng mga gauges, pressure gauge, tapos power monitoring unit, then ang mga sensors and transmitter. Ito example to sa right na picture is temperature sensor. Then we have the transmitter. Then for things to consider, meron tayong tinatawag na routine inspection checklist. Dapat ito may alang din bilang isang maintenance person ng isang industries, large scale or small scale. This will be the part of daily routines. It will guide us what or when will be the schedule for the maintenance activities. It will also give us a reference for the abnormalities. Yan, meron tayong monitoring for the current tsaka temperature ng motor. Yun, pwede tayong gumawa ng checklist, tapos yun na magiging reference natin at the future. Meron pang nagkaroon ba ng abnormalities yung isang equipment. Yun, types of motor operation naman, sa types of operation referring to motor control operations, meron tayong tinatawag na, ito yung mga three typical types of motor operation. Meron tinatawag na manual operation, the second one is automatic operation, and the last one is a semi-automatic operation. For manual operation, we have an example. And then, by definition is defined as the process of initiating. Pag sinabing initiate, meron tayong command na ginawa or by physical, usually by physical touching, directing and grading purposely or voluntarily movement. For example, meron tayo dito nga tank truck. Tapos then magpapump natin yung laman niya from the fuel tank. Yun. Ang hindi naman usually ang operation nito is manual. Makikita natin dito na I have set an example for manual operation as for pumping. Meron tayong tinatawag na direct online o DUL na kapag pinush na gagana lang yung motor kapag pinush natin yung yung kanyang manual button. Then mag-i-stop lamang siya kapag pinush natin yung stop. Ibig sabihin nag-exert ng ng physical contact doon sa controller natin. Then we have an automatic operation. Kapag sinabing automatic, walang physical contact. Ang example nito is yung water pump. Halimbawa, kunyari, yung water pump is nag-low level, mayroon siyang float switch. Ngayon, pag nag-low level siya, ang gagawin niya, papaganahin niya yung yung motor. Ngayon, kapag nag-high level naman siya, ito is typical lang to siya, yung example ko. Pag nag-high level naman siya, mag-i-stop yung motor. Yun ay sa set of example for automatic operation. Ibig sabihin, walang physical contact or command na ginawa. Isang person. Then we have a semi-automatic operation. Ibig sabihin, hindi siyang automatic, hindi rin siya tawag siyang by man, hindi rin siya dun sa controller itself. Yun, an example nito is a man-operated overhead crane. Suddenly, when the hoist reach the maximum tension of the wire, kasi this is for safety. Kapag naabot ka na yung maximum length ng cable natin or ng wire rope, may possibility na ma-damage yung equipment. Kaya ang gagawin niya, yung designer nito is naglagay sila ng limit switch. Ito yung power and control circuit niya, current train, na kapag naabot niya yung limit switch, yun, papatayin niya automatically yung motor na drive dun sa overhead crane. Then, let's proceed to section 4 of this presentation, motor starting characteristic. Yun, let's begin with the motor in rush current. Pag sinabing motor in rush current, ito yung during kapag during starting of the operation ng motor. Meron siyang tinatawag na motor starting period at meron ng tinatawag na steady state. Usually, ang starting motor current natin or in rush current is nagre-range siya 5 times to 8 times of the full load current. Kaya minsan may mga senaryo na nag-trip yung ating mga breakers, yung protection natin sa mga motors dahil nga sa tinatawag na ito na in-rush current. Kaya dapat properly designed or properly protected siya sa mga ganitong klaseng mga events or scenarios. Then, we have the stick, the motor We have a current curve versus the torque developed. Kapag during starting, mayroon tayong tinatawag na lock rotor torque. Ibig sabihin, ito yung pwersa na in-exert ng isang equipment. Kumbaga pagdating sa bike, kailangan mo natin mag-exert ng malakas na pwersa para lang natin mapamove yung isang bike. Ganun din sa motor. Kailangan niya rin ng malakas na torque. Kaya yun, nag-produce siya ng tinatawag na inrush current. Pero kapag abot niya na yung desired speed ng motor, magkakaroon na siya ng tinatawag na transition period hanggang sa maabot niya ito yung E50 na to, yung pinaka operating level. We have this for induction motor, the starting current drawn is directly proportional to the voltage applied to the stator windings. Then for the starting torque, develop is directly proportional to the square of the voltage applied to the stator. Yun. Ito, nabanggit ko ito kanina about sa setting ng mga overcurrent protection natin at sa overload. Ito, meron tayong tinatawag na multi-phase circuit breaker, set of example of overcurrent protective device, and also a motor circuit breaker with an adjustable thermal overload. As I tackle kanina, the motor starting analysis should be taken into consideration before putting the electrical motors into operation. Kapag nagsiset kami ng protective devices, inaaral mo na namin yung characteristic ng isang motor. Halimbawa, magkakandak tayo ng tinatawag na motor starting analysis. Yun, may mga equipment, may mga tayo ng software na automatic na isa-size up niya kung ano yung settings natin dun sa mga protective device natin. Makikita natin sa PEC Article 4.30 yung mga guidelines, instructions for protecting the motors against overcurrent or overload. Ito sa example natin sa motor circuit breaker with adjustable thermal overload, meron siya ditong yung knob na pwede natin na galawin. Meron siya dito minimum current setting is 56 and the maximum current setting is 80. Then for section 5, the maintenance of industrial motors, ito yung medyo komplikado sa maintenance ng industrial motor. Hindi lang talaga dapat mag-operate, dapat ang marunong din magayos yung isang maintenance personnel. There is two classifications of maintenance. We have a preventive maintenance and corrective maintenance. Pag sinabing preventive is yung piniprevent natin na tawag nito na hindi ma-damage lately yung ating isang equipment. Pag sinabing corrective naman, ito ay nangyari na yung isang problema. Yun ang kaibahan ng dalawang ito. Simple explanation po ng preventive sa corrective. Yung preventive, ayaw natin mangyari yung isang problema, at yung corrective is nangyari na yung isang problema. Then, about sa preventive, there are types of preventive. Ito is based on our experience in our industry. We have routinary inspection, motor winding inspection, servicing, bearing inspection, replacement, vibration test, infrared thermography inspection, power quality test, and MCC or motor control center inspection. Same as switchgear inspection. let's focus po sa preventive. Since our main purpose is to prevent yung kanina yung corrective na tinatawag. For routinary inspection, we have quick visual inspection. Makikita nyo sa right side po ng slide, meron ditong eyes, ears, nose, and hands. Ibig sabihin, pwede natin ma-distinguish, ma-determine kung may problema ba yung isang equipment through our four senses. Halimbawa, yun, condition about visual inspection. Pangalawa, yung unusual sounds through our ears. Kapag mayroong unusual sound dun sa ating electric or industrial motors, ibig sabihin may problema na dun sa ating equipment. Yun. Pangatlo naman, using a sense of smell, can sniff out kung meron ba, halimbawa, sunog, na kable, or sabihin natin na nasusunog na yung motor natin, may possibility na maamoy natin siya. And also a sense of touch. Ito, advisable lang to, especially to check the rotating machineries from overheating and vibration. Pwede natin by hands, kapain natin yung yung motor kung nag-exert or nagbibigay na siya ng abnormal vibration or mainit na siya. Then we have a motor winding inspection and servicing. Ito, yearly ang aming nito yung period of period of servicing. Kanina sabi ni Sir Chaps, meron tinatawag na time-based na preventive maintenance. Ito sa amin, ang time-based niya is 1 year pag mga motor na daily nag-operate. Meron tinatawag na periodic duty, meron duty, meron namang yung stop lang siya, start-stop. Yung sa motor winding inspection and servicing, this test helps you identify any anomalies or failures in the windings, especially for the stator windings. Sa mga motors na na-encounter namin, halos karamihan is lang siya, stator windings. Bali yung rotor niya is core na, iron core. There are common electrical tests conducted before and after servicing industrial motors like insulation resistance. Ito, very, very common. Winding resistance testing. No load in current testing. If the windings are overheated, yun, isang scenarios, events, the chance of serious damage is higher. Testing of the motor shall be conducted before and after inspection of servicing. Yun ang ginagawa namin. Bali, meron kami tinatawag na ASPOUND and ASDEP. Pag sinirbisan namin yung isang motor, mag-ASPOUND muna kami. Then, ASDEP after nung servicing. Then, a kind of testing naman para sa motor, we have insulation resistant testing. It determine how effective the electric insulation as in resisting the flow of electrical current. Kung mayroon ng tawag dito, contamination sa loob ng windings related sa, meron din siyang relation sa sa generator, kung kapag may contamination na sa loob ng motor, may possibility na mag-degrade yung ating insulation. As per IEEE, ito yung isa sa mga reference natin for limits for insulation. Under standard 43-2000 ng IEEE. Nakalagay dito for less than 1,000 volts, winding rated voltage, meron siyang tinatawag na limit, insulation resistant test na 500. Ito yung pwede mong i-inject sa kanya. For 1,000 to 2,500, yung pwede mong i-inject sa kanya, 5,000, 500 to 1,000, and so on. Pag nagkaroon tayo ng pagkakamali dun sa ating insulation resistant testing, na kapag hindi natin apply yung guidelines dito or Meron namang nakalagay din yan sa mga maintenance manual ng mga motor. May possible din na ma-break yung ano, yung insulation ng isang industrial motor. Kasi ang mangyayari, mag-i-inject tayo ng voltahe nito eh. Doon sa mismong ano, sa electrical equipment. Then we have the kind of test for motor polarity index. It is the ratio of 10-minute insulation resistance value to 1-minute insulation value. Ibig sabihin, magre-read tayo ng 1 minute. After 1 minute, ibababad natin siya. After 10 minutes, then we will compare it. We will determine the PI or the polarity index by dividing the 10-minute reading over the 1-minute reading. Meron naman tayo dito ng limits as base din sa IEEE standard /2000. Recommended test value. Ito sa PI naman to at kanina. Yun pa rin. Under IEEE pa rin ito. And let us proceed. The second, for bearing naman, at another preventive maintenance. Second replacement, ito is set ng may tawag na drive and non-drive. Pag sinabing non-drive, nasa dulo siya ng cooling fan. Pag sinabing drive end, nandun naman siya sa may malapit sa mechanical equipment. Yun. Ito yung mga basic na ginagawa namin bearing for check the bearings for noise and vibration. Tapos kung for yung lubrication, may dirt na nag-build up dun sa bearing. Then may iba naman baka yung housing is nagkaroon na ng elongated na or na-deform na. Yun ang yung mga, kaya kailangan magkandak tayo ng bearing replacement lalo na kapag continuous operation yung sa. Then for your future reference, ito yung nabanggit ko kanina, it's good to secure service or maintenance form to track the equipment history. Meron tayong tinatawag dito yan. Ito example, mayroong before or as found and then after or the as left. Yan, pwede natin may compare yun kung nagkaroon pa na pagpapago doon sa sa conductor natin. Then we have the vibration test to check the stability of the equipment. Sometimes excessive vibrations are difficult to detect manually. But if not detected on time, vibration can reduce to the lifespan of an electric motor. O pwede na rin siyang ma-damage. Ito sa sample of vibration test device na pwede nating tutok doon sa sa malapit sa body ng ng isang motor. Yun, dapat qualified personnel din dapat ang magkakandak nito para maiwasan yung serious injuries. Then we have the thermographic inspection. We have ito naman set of picture 2 na tinethermal natin o tinitingnan natin yung yung control circuit ng isang motor kasi malaking bagay din sa isang motor na maganda yung status condition ng control circuit niya. With infrared thermography, an infrared camera is used to capture thermal images without interfering with the motor operation. Ito yung the best para lang natin kung yung ating or yung kanyang components ay nag-exceed na doon sa operating temperature. Yun, we have the sample for thermographic record. Meron tayong ditong tinatawag na yung kanyang actual picture and we have dito infrared images. Then makikita natin dito, pwede tayo amin na centers na nagkakandak ng thermography. Yun, isa ako sa mga nakapag nun. Para lang malaman natin kung yung tinatawag na mga anomalous hotspots doon sa isang equipment natin. Minsan kasi kapag hindi tayo marunong o hindi tayo equip gamit ng thermographic inspection, magkakaroon tayo ng maling maling pag-distinguish kung may problema ba o nag-create na ng hotspot yung isang equipment. Then we have the power quality test. We have here an example of a power quality meter. It helps us or you effectively evaluate electrical and mechanical performance just by hooking up voltage and measuring current, providing you with an unprecedented level of data. Dito meron tayong isang yung CC or switchgear na nag-conduct tayo ng power quality para lang malaman natin yung characteristic ng ating equipment kung meron ba siyang harmonics, or yung voltage sa level niya ba is nasa desired levels, yung current niya ba is nasa normal operating pa rin current. Yun, through power meters, madi-distinguish na natin kung healthy ba yung system natin o yung natin. Then we have in MCC o Motor Control Center, or same with the switchgear inspection, thermal yun, nabanggit natin kanina, retightening of contacts, functional testing of relays, switches, and other electrical components. Then we have a set of example here conducting Motor Control Center inspection and rehabilitation. Para lang mabigyan natin ng magandang yung operation yung test motors. Ayun, mayroon tayo ditong picture. Baka lahat naman siguro familiar or marami pang hindi alam to. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Yun, ito is part 2 ng safety, lockout, tag-out. No lockout, tag-out procedures may lead to personal injuries or damage of properties. Pinaka-worst is yung casualties. This one should not be ignored before proceeding with this. Ito, very simple lang yung aking sa lockout tagging. For LOTO procedure, meron tayong dito sa gilid is yung has. Kung makikita natin, kung babalikan natin yung first slide, yun, ito is switches of the electrical equipment. Then may has siya, tapos meron siyang padlock. Then LOTO tag. Yun, ang step 1 natin, pag sa mga planta, or industrial plant, or processing plant, meron tinatawag na permits or clearance. Then we have to secure it before the starting of the activities. Then, step 2, notify others, especially the management, supervisors, or the control room. Kung may control room man yung isang industry, notify na mag-isolate na yung isang equipment. Then, after that, step 3, shut down the equipment. Step 4, yun, isolate the equipment. Then, apply LOTO. Tapos, step 6, kung may mga stored energy, usually sa mga capacitors, transformers, yun, release stored energy. Step 7, yun, verify isolation. Dapat ma-check natin kung isolated na ba through testing. Basically, ang ginagawa namin dito, tinetest namin yung endpoint nung ating source kung wala na siyang power. Then, after that, perform servicing. Tapos, kapag na-perform na yung servicing, release from LOTO. Yun, lockout, tag-out. Parang reverse lang siya. Reverse lang siya ng ginawa natin. Yun, sabi dito, sabi sa ENM maintenance, nakuha ko lang sa Google A well-planned preventive maintenance program is the key to dependable long life operation of the motors. And modern plant operations and scheduled stoppage of production or long repair shutdowns at Tolera. Yun, maganda talaga na na-conduct yung preventive maintenance ng mga wisely. Ito, ito naman ko naman sa inyo yung mga encounter namin. Ito dito is based on our experience in the others is based on manual. For troubleshooting and fault findings, we have an example here. Halimbawa, pag may unusual sound of the motor, possible cause niyan is worn bearings. Basag na yung bearings mo, or may possibility din na na-deform na yung kanyang bearing housing. Or yun, ito, excessive vibration. Ang remedy, solutions, yun, replace bearings. Then, for excessive vibration, check foundation bolts. Baka yung mga foundation bolts ng motor na nasusunod sa kanya is maluwag na. Then, couplings, pag sinabing couplings, yung mga nakakouple sa kanya na mechanical, nagda-drive. For example, yung ating mga grinding, yon baka yung nakakouple dun sa motor is yung grinding natin is maluwag na. Then, fan covers. Ito yung fan covers, ito yung sa huli. Yung pinaka cooling system ng motor. Then we have the CPD overcurrent stream off. Possible cause niya, motor overloaded. Ang remedy, check for restriction. In mechanical side, baka naman yung mechanical natin, let's say sabi natin yung pumps is barado na, ang tendency doon, mag-exert ng abnormal current yung ating motor. High current siya. Kaya ang nangyari ng tendency doon is motor overloaded siya. And burnt windings, yun, pag naamoy natin na may sunog, yun, possible yun. Either yung kable, supply niya, baka may loss oil or sunog na yung windings. Yun, rewinding. Then, pag short circuit, yun, ang overcurrent protective device naman natin, pag sa mga motors, may dalawang klase siya, overload and yung overcurrent related to short circuits. Pag short circuit, yun, check for burnt cables or contactors. Yan, isa sa mga dito, dapat mag-conduct ng IR test bago siya i-return sa operation. Para lang counter-check natin, dala na walang problema yung motor. Frequent tripping naman, possible cause niya is motor overloaded. Check functionality of mechanical equipment, yun, nabanggit natin kanina, coupled to the motor. May mga scenarios din, events din na yung nung sa drive side is nagkakaroon na ng restriction dahil doon sa mechanical component na nakakouple doon sa motor. Then we have a low setting of thermal overload relay. Ito naman, halimbawa, naset natin sa mababang thermal overload, kumbaga, nasa beyond na siya or nasa within operating current siya, yun, check lang the load current and adjust the standard set point. Ito, may mga tayo guidelines para sa pagsiset ng overload natin, overload relay. Then, we have the other one, simultaneous start-stop, yun, laging nag-start-stop. Ito, pag nag-start-stop siya, huwag na nating gagawin yung tinatawag na resetting. Kapag ni-reset kasi natin, tapos hindi pa nasusolve yung problema, maging cause pa siya ng damage dun sa electric motor. Yan, possible cause niya, loss connection at power circuit. Baka nagkaroon ng loss. Yan. Ang remedy niya, check connections from main circuit breaker, magnetic contactor to the motor terminal, then related or baka yung mga lugs niya may problema na, bumitaw na, yun, palit lang tayo ng mga terminal lugs. Then, loss connection at control circuit. Ito naman, nangyayari din dito. Yung control circuit, nung nag-control dun sa power circuit natin, is nagkaroon ng discontinuity. Yun. Check lang for connections, looseness, and retitle. Baka may nasira na rin ng device dun sa control circuit natin. Yun. Palitan lang natin ng device, corresponding device. Then transmitter or switches malfunction. Ito naman pag sinabing transmitter, siya naman yung nagtatransmit ng signal doon sa motor na tumakbo na siya. Usually or particularly sa mga automatic controlled na motors. Yan lang, check pressure transmitter, yung kanyang remedy solution, temperature transmitter, pressure switches, yan, etc. Then, conduct functional testing sa mga device. Kapag nakita natin defective, yan, replace mo. Ito naman, fault niya, unable to run. Kahit na anong pindot natin dun sa control circuit or sa kanyang corresponding MCC, hindi ito makbo. Yun, ano lang, gamit lang tayo ng multi-tester para lang ma-check natin, baka mamaya no power lang. Tapos, faulty control circuit. Yun. Baka nagkaroon na ng fault dun sa control circuit niya. May short or something ganon or may looseness. Yun, check for looseness connection and defective control device as PLC. Baka mamaya yung PLC or programmable logic controller niya may problema na din. Yan lang yung isang remedy dito. Tapos, for defective or switches, malfunction, pag sinabing switch, meron tayong tinatawag, yung nag-activate dun sa motor natin, nagbibigay ng signal dun sa kanyang controller. Yan, halos same lang. Same lang rin sa kanina. Tapos, burn capacitor, yun, hindi, yung capacitor kasi natin is, kanyang function is to give a high voltage during the starting of the motor, especially for the single phase. Bali siya, nag-i-store siya ng power, energy. Then after that, meron siya tinatawag na yung sa normal niya na. Yun, replace lang ng capacitors. Tapos we have a defective magnetic contactor. Baka naman yung magnetic contactor natin, single phase na or nasunog na. Yan na lang. Check all contacts from line to ang checking ito from line to load ng magnetic contactor. Kung meron tayong, let's say this is the magnetic contactor, 3-phase, 3-pole. This one is the tinatawag na line side. Line. And the other one is the load side. Yun. Because load side to. Yung papunta na ng motor. Minsan may nakakupol yan dito na overload device. Pero sa mga bagong mga devices, equipment, wala nang overload. Ito load side to. Checking nito sa contact niya, ginagawa namin kung functional siya, kukunan lang namin ng resistance to. Itong halimbawa, line 1, tapos line 2, and line 3. Tapos dito naman, T1 or T1 to T1, T2, T3. Kung walang resistance, then T1, then compare it to line 2 T2, and line 3 to T3. Ngayon, kapag masyado nang mababa, hindi na siya nagbibigay ng magandang signal power dun sa sa motor natin, or may mga pagkakataon din na naka-open to, nagsi-single phasing siya. Then we have the excessive vibration. Excessive vibration, yung cause niya, worn bearings, yun, replace lang ng bearings. Then baka yung fan cover niya was loosened, baka maluwag. ito, may mga na-encounter na kami nito, yung bumibitaw yung ano, yung fan cover sa non-red side ng motor. Yan, refix lang, fan cover, baka mamaya yung mga bolts niya is bumitaw na. Yon, ito naman, loosen foundation bolts. Baka yung foundation bolts no, is maluluwag na. Yan, refix lang. Yan, check na. Check vibration using vibration meter before and after. Before and after. Then we have yan. Bakit ang single phasing. Yun, faulty ang cause niya, faulty magnetic contactor, or yung faulty din yung motor circuit breaker niya. Halimbawa, ang ano dito may breaker tayo, may breaker, tapos yung magnetic contactor niya, yan, connector. May possible na tumitaw yung ano, yung isang ano, element, yung metallic strip ng itong ano ng magnetic contactor, tapos yun, or either faulty circuit breaker. Circuit breaker natin may ang remedy niya, pag magnetic contactor, yun lang, yun, contact resistance. Tapos pag na-find out natin na may problema yung contact resistance, replace lang. Tapos, ganun din sa, same din sa motor circuit breaker. Then, baka may loose connection naman at sa power circuit. Baka, halimbawa, let's say dito, yung kanyang supply side, CB natin, CB is bumitaw. Ito, baka bumitaw to, nag-open. Check cable connections and retighten. Then, we have a more efficient mechanical output or nagkaroon ng tinatawag na reverse rotation. Nangyayari itong reverse rotation pag mali yung ating yung binigay na supply line, especially to 3-phase. Pag 3-phase, dapat yan, line 1, line 2, line 3. Nangyayari ito kapag walang mga tagging or walang color coding. Yung line 3 nalipat sa line 1 o either yung line 1 nalipat sa line 3. Yun. Ang mangyayari dun sa kanya is magkakaroon ng reverse rotation. Ang tendency, hindi magpa-function yung mechanical na nakakouple dun sa motor natin. Yun, reverse motor. Meron naman tayo mga phase analyzer or phase sequence analyzer to check the phasing of the motor. Yun, we have 3 last slide. As a maintenance engineer, ito po yung dapat nating tandaan. 4 things we should have. You know the safety and load procedure bago natin gawin yung isang bagay bilang isang maintenance personnel. You know the system or the operation of the motor. Dapat alam natin kung ano yung system, ano yung function. And we have the 5 things, 5 pala. You can be able to interpret circuit diagrams. Pag mga typical, mga direct online lang, yun madali lang ma-interpret. Pero pag yung mga complex na siya, very complex na siya, may mga PLC, tapos may mga naka-integrate pa na mga switches, mga alarm devices, yun, medyo komplikado. Kaya dapat able to interpret yung isang maintenance personnel ng circuit diagrams. Then we have, you know the functions nga. Banggit ko kanina na electrical devices such as mga limit switches, breakers, magnetic contactors, thermal overloads, and etc. And ito yung isa sa mga medyo delikado, proper handling. Sa mga motors, may mga kita kung hindi lang kilos ang pinag-uusapan natin dito. Meron tayong mga tons na yung weight ng motor. Kapag hindi tayo marunong mag-handle, wala tayong knowledge for lifting, pwedeng mag-cause ng damage sa equipment at the same time yung injuries sa person. Yun lamang po. Thank you sa pakikinig po. Maraming salamat po.